it throws you right into the action, No need for a 30 seconds intro and stuff. No, just get all that.
Punchy.
The actual subjects.
To the point. So, do you guys want to talk a bit about the Creator Clash? First, talk about duels, because I don't think we've had you on the podcast since you guys rebranded.
Welcome
to UPLINK.
That was something that we kind of had planned for a while. We knew that, Battlefront was sort of coming to an end, quote unquote. And I don't think we actually knew that Squadrons was coming at the time. I think we just sort of knew that we wanted to take it in a new direction. And then, with Squadrons being announced and stuff, I remember pretty sure Ark was the first person that I actually talked to about Squadrons. I was like, we got to do some tournaments on that. So
yeah,
that was pretty much where that started. We just sort of felt like having the name in it, like having Battlefront in there, obviously sort of limits you to one thing. And then we also just, I don't know, Ark and I are both fairly creative guys, and we just I think we kind of just like change every now and then. So it's just a nice little change for us.
Yeah, I do feel like the Battlefront Duels name was great for its time and for when Battlefront 2 was the only focus and the only EA Star Wars game. But after a while, and especially after the Battlefront 2 World Cup, we felt like our branding was strong enough to stand on its own. And with Battlefront 2 coming to an end, that was the perfect moment to transition, really. And we pitched many ideas. We knew we wanted a name that sounded like a brotherhood in a way, it had to evoke Star Wars. It had to evoke an epic battlegrounds feeling, and that's how we came to Legions. We had ideas for maybe Star Wars Squadrons sounded perfect, but then that got taken as a name for the game.
That's the funny thing. That was actually one of our first ideas. It was Squadrons will be perfect because that's what we're going for. We want people to be squatting up and going head to head, and then the game came out and we're like, oh, okay, we just won't take that.
As part of the rebrand club, I feel you on that front. Battlefront, we were the Star Wars Battlefront podcast for almost 5 years, and we sadly started to see the end of Battlefront coming and knew it was time to start rebranding. Funnily enough, Kevin Johnson, true story, Community Uplink was actually one of the ideas we were pondering on when we were thinking about what to call the Star Wars Squadrons pilot briefings. So it's a fantastic choice in name, and it's great that you're continuing on too.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
Imagine just coming up with your new branding, and then you've got Kevin Johnson, aka Total FPS, aka the best graphic designer in the whole world. Just right there to tell you and to pat you on the back and to say, hell yeah.
Dropping that knowledge. It's funny too, because in both of our rebrands, you were considering calling it Star Wars Squadrons, and we changed it to Star Wars or the Uplink podcast. It's pretty cool to see.
EA's been listening to us.
They have. It's that one astronaut meme.
Wait, it's all EA?
It's always been EA.
Always has been. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really cool to see the way that you guys have rebranded, and going forward, I'm super pumped to see. And leading into that, now that we've got the background, joined by SammyBoii and Ark3ros, the brilliant minds behind previously Battlefront Duels, now Star Wars Legions. Let's talk about the Creator Clash. And what is it, and what's the state of esports right now? What's going on with esports and Star Wars?
Okay, so that's a large question, but I'll try and give it a go. The Creator Clash. Let's take a step back and let's jump back into, I believe it was July or even June, back when, the hype for Star Wars Squadrons was ramping up, and we knew that was the future after Battlefront 2 and its supports, and that was the new big game that was coming up. So we knew we wanted to hopefully be able to host and offer events on the game. And one of the first ideas that came to our mind was to have a first event, and that would be just for content creators. At the time, we were playing around with the idea of having just YouTubers or streamers or whatever. We broadened it up though, just so any other content creator, actually like yourself, can take part as well. So yeah, the idea, a basic premise behind the Creator Clash is that we invited 16 of the best, or at least of our favorite content creators for Star Wars Squadrons to take it to the skies and fight for supremacy on Star Wars Squadrons. It's happening November 1st all the way up until November 8th. And yeah, that's been what Legions has been focused on in the past a couple of months, really.
I'm honored to be a part of it. It's so cool. So we were part of Operation Ace, which was the first one. And what I love about Squadrons, and I hope they really embrace this, is its pure potential to be esports focused.
Absolutely.
There's such an opportunity there, and I hope they don't miss out on it because it's set up perfectly. 5v5, that is a super accessible number for esports. You don't have to have the 100 that Fortnite competitions have, or the large numbers. You can really start with a more personal ground roots esports style. Historically, we've not had any real focus on esports until you guys really started pushing it with Battlefront Duels and had the World Cup there. What have you guys learned from those first forays into this, and what are you looking at to accomplish with the Creator Clash?
Well, we've definitely learned a lot since we started. We still have a lot to learn as well, but I think compared to how we were running it back then, it's literally a completely different thing. I think it's been about a year and a half since we started. And we've learned so much about not only how to run events, but I think even just stuff like promoting the events and handling. Obviously, with the competitive type of thing, there always comes a lot of people that are. I was trying to find the right word. I would say aggressive. Is the right word. A lot of angry, aggressive people that tend to come along with these kinds of events, and I think we've both gotten better at sort of handling a lot of that, because you can imagine with a tournament the size of the World Cup, which was 700 players, that's a lot of people that are coming at you with, these people are cheating, or all that type of stuff. So I think on pretty much every front we've improved. Like I said, we've still got a long way to go. I'd still consider us very much amateur, but we're learning, and it's pretty awesome to see how when you look back at the old tournaments, it's pretty awesome to see how far we've come. And now, we're doing a tournament with over 3 million subscribers worth of YouTubers. So
it's crazy.
It's pretty awesome to see how far it's come. Yeah.
Can you go into a little bit of the details of how it's working? Ark, you were mentioning when it's starting, but what's the process? And you guys have just today, as we're recording it, announced the bracket. So what's the process going to be like for, one, people who watch, and then two, for the people who play?
As I said, starting off on November 1st, all the way up until November 8th, which means that on November 8th, we'll be streaming and having a great, awesome, epic final broadcast of the semifinals and the finals. Before that, it's up to the actual creators themselves to choose when they want to stream their games, when they want to play them, and just send in their scores. We wanted to give the involved content creators as much freedom as possible, because everybody's got a busy schedule. So it wasn't the idea to add additional pressure on people. Basically it's a pretty regular Swiss style tournament where you play against another contestants. If you win, you move up. If you lose, then you're eliminated. And we've got 16 content creators like that. That's all happening in the span of a week, with the involved content creators streaming and playing whenever they feel like it. That's the idea.
Excellent. It's going to be super fun to see what kind of shenanigans are happening there. As we mentioned earlier, I think we've mentioned almost every episode of UPLINK podcast. There are no private matches for Squadrons. How do you organize a tournament like this, bracket style, without private matches? And you've kind of touched in on it a little bit, but what has been your stance and discovery on that front?
Yeah. So obviously the most fun and normal way of running a tournament is to have head-to-head matches. And that's what we would absolutely love to do in the future if we do get private matches for Squadrons. But since at the moment that's not an option, we haven't got anything like private lobbies. So what we are doing with this Creator Clash is that basically the creators play games against just normal people, normal players. And then they send in that score. And let's say that you played your game, you won that game, you got 10 kills, you got 5 assists, and a few deaths. Well, then all those informations are processed, and the win might be worth 50 points. Any kill might be worth 5 points, but the death will take 3 points away or whatever.
Okay.
So that's how we will be running these tournaments. We've envisaged a lot of potential formats, but this one seems most fair to us. And without any private matches, it's pretty much the best you can do, right? It's not infallible, it's not perfect, but it's we do feel like it's a great way to still have some engaging content and tournaments, despite not having any private matches.
Yeah, definitely. With the launch of Operation Ace, good friend of the podcast, Boomstick, put together that amazing production there. When you guys saw that, what did you take away from that big event?
Mostly just the quality. I think that was something, like we said, most of the stuff we've done in the past was just pretty casual. We never sort of tried to be overly professional, but watching how well that was put together, that was something that we definitely, feel like we can improve on a little bit, and it was never really the goal, but now it kind of is the goal to just be a little bit, raise the quality, I guess you would say. So, especially with, just the stream quality, that type of stuff, making it look, it genuinely looks like it was a professional esports event.
Which makes sense.
So that was probably our biggest takeaway. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably our biggest takeaway is just not so much for this event, because like we kind of left a lot of stuff fairly late. But I think moving forward now with anything that we do in the future, I think we sort of know where. I would say that like Boom sort of set the bar, and we now we think that we can probably maybe not get to that level, because obviously he's got way more experience than us, but I think we can just improve on that side of things, the production side of it, rather than anything else, because I feel like most of the handling of the tournament is relatively similar. It's just the production side of it was just through the roof. It was probably one of the most well put together things that I've ever watched, to be honest.
Yeah. I do feel like it's fair to say that Boom is the first guy to have ever hosted an actual professional Star Wars gaming tournament. There was no scene at all before he did Operation Ace, and as an entry in the Squadrons competitive scene, that's setting the bar high. As Sammy said, it was so professional, so well put together, and just super inspiring to us, at least, to try and raise our own standards and follow up on the Operation Ace. It's a huge challenge. It'd be pretentious to say that we are as competent as he is, because the guy is a beast. He's absolutely fantastic. But yeah, as we said earlier, we're just two casual guys running tournaments because we love the games that we are hosting tournaments on. And so we're, trying to still be that, but also offer some more professional looking tournaments as well, especially going onwards. And we've got on Legions in the past couple weeks some great new people that joined the team. So it's looking really promising, actually, from an internal production point of view. Some great talents, some professionals or also amateurs, but with some great motivation.
Yeah, definitely.
To join us. So yeah, super exciting.
Taking what was introduced and like laid down the groundwork with Operations Ace, and then putting your own spin on it will be really cool to see. Could you let's actually, for people who don't know, let's lay out who all is going to be a part of this.
Okay, let me get
Yeah.
Let me get up a list, because it's quite a lot to remember off the top of my head. So I'm just going through the bracket from left to right here. So we've got Bombastic, Ark, Hello Greedo, Split Screen. We've got yourself, Uplink. Then the next one is actually a wild card, so I'll probably just touch on that a little bit at the end. We have Zanny, myself, Rogue Wolf, Star Wars Explained, Lore Star, Battlefront FR, Azatru, Wolf Wolf Wolf, the Twisted Jedi, and then the Aussie Jedi. And so that's 15, obviously. And for the 16th, we're actually doing a wildcard slot, which is essentially we've given the opportunity to pretty much every creator out there to, put their hand up and say that they'd like to take part. Mm-hmm. And then on I think the 25th, we're going to be announcing who that is. So that's also just something we thought would be cool to, bring the community together a little bit even further than what we're doing, just by allowing like a smaller creator the chance to go up. There's guys in here with 1 million subs, so it'll be pretty awesome for some smaller creators to get involved, and hopefully we can shed some light on some channels that probably deserve a little bit more growth, because we all know that, growing a following on the internet is not the easiest thing. So that was sort of our idea there, was to just help someone else in the community while we're sort of helping each other out as well.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm super keen to see who the ultimate participant will be.
Who gets wrecked by me, obviously.
Exactly, obviously. At the time of recording, we've got no idea who that will be. But depending on when you actually post the episodes, that might have been announced yet. I'm not sure.
It'll be Thursday or Friday when this episode comes out. So.
Thursday or Friday. Okay, so actually, listeners, you've still got a chance to enter. If you create content, you might go ahead and check out Star Wars Legion's Twitter. We've got a tweeter that you can retweet if you want to, potentially be a part of this.
I mean, first of all, you should already be following Legions. Second off, if you do create content, you should definitely enter and put your hat in the ring. And you could either get wrecked by or wreck myself.
What better deal? It's fantastic. Yeah.
This deal's getting worse all the time.
You said they'd be left in the city under my supervision.
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Yeah, so definitely if you are interested in, you should definitely give them a follow. And if you do create content, you should definitely put your hat in the ring to see and join the ranks of the second Star Wars Squadrons eSport event. It's going to be epic. What have you guys' thoughts been on Squadrons since it came out? How have you guys enjoyed it?
The gameplay is amazing. I think that the game itself is, it's honestly better than I thought it would be. I kind of felt like it would just be a, Starfighter Assault sort of copy paste, but it's so different, and it's I love the depth and the skill curve to it. I really do. As much as it sucks to be not good like myself, it's fun to try and learn and try and get better at the game. So I love the gameplay side of it. There's obviously a few issues at the moment with like the ranking system, and there's also issues with and you guys might not have run into this, but I know a lot of Aussies are running into it because we don't have our own dedicated servers. So we're playing on really sort of laggy connections, and there's often times when there's I don't know if it's a bug or just to do with the lag, but you literally just can't deal damage to anyone. So it's there's a few little issues that are sort of taking over the game at the moment, but once they're fixed, I think that the core game itself is it's completely sort of the opposite of what I thought, to be honest. I was expecting just a sort of fairly simple game, and this is really in depth and has that high skill curve, which I definitely like to see.
Yeah, I've literally still just played one game.
Really?
Multiplayer. So my word is worth nothing. I've just been super busy these past few weeks.
Who's your squadron?
Uni and my squadron for the creator clash. You mean?
Yes.
Oh.
Do you have one yet? Can you announce it?
I've got half a squadron.
Half a squadron. Okay.
Yeah.
We're still flying half a ship.
Yeah, flying half a ship until now.
Not to worry, we are still flying half a ship.
Yeah, what can I say? Who would want to play with me? I'm literally trash.
Just get
played the
people
long
better
game.
than you that can carry you to the promised land.
That's the idea. That's the idea. I haven't even touched on Fleet Battles yet, so I'm keen to see how that goes. But yeah, I do really like the foundation of the game. It feels super solid. I've played the campaign, so I'm familiar with the controls and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Campaign does a really good job of teaching you the controls well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, maybe the best thing that this campaign offers is being a tutorial without feeling like one. And that's, in most cases, in my experience, super hard to pull off. And very little games do it as well as Squadrons just did.
It's working.
Yeah, no, really. You're learning, but it doesn't feel like the game is just taking you by the hands and just... Yeah, no, I loved it.
Going back to the Creator Clash just a little bit, I'd like to announce my squadron. I've got friend of the podcast, Torbus, Spikle, Mr. Dinko, as well as Captain Quinch himself.
Wow.
I did see that. I saw that on Twitter yesterday.
I saw it as well. Yeah.
Sounds like quite a squad you've got there.
That's a solid squadron.
As well as myself, obviously, but Spikle is the best person on the team, so Spikle and Captain Quinch, I think, are going to be the ones that carry us to the promised land. So I'm really excited. I do want to mention, as always, that Mark and the Mark side corrupted poor Yepper.
He stole him.
Stole him.
No.
Yepper from Discord got stolen from my team and joined the Mark side.
Let me look at the bracket. Can you guys actually match up?
I'm curious as
So
well.
if
Possibly.
you win, if both of you win your first 2 games, you'll match up in the semis.
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen because I'm kicking Splits out of the game. Totally not happening, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, so Split's going up against Hello Greedo, and then Bomb Squad, always near and dear to my heart, is going up against Ark3ros here.
There's some pretty awesome matchups in that
There
first
are.
round, actually.
I mean, you should change the name from Creator Clash to Bomb Squadron Civil War because
Yeah.
Everybody's just split up. Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
Bomb Squadron was made up of me, Dylan, aka Wolf, Andrew Bombastic, and only for F1 and Tristan. And Bombastic, myself, and Wolf each have separate squadrons now. So I'm super pumped. I love the trash talking that's happening.
That's what I'm kind of really excited for. That's why we decided we were actually going to announce the bracket a little bit later on, but we both just thought it'd be cool to get everyone sort of talking a bit of trash early, and it's all in fun. Everyone just wants
Getting
to
that friendly rivalry going and stuff.
Definitely.
exactly. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for that.
Okay, Sage, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Who do you think will win? Who are your credits on?
I mean, personally, I want so I'm going to start with who I want to win, and then I'll go into who I think will win. Who I want to win will be obviously myself first, and then
Yeah, makes sense.
Bomb and Wolf also I want to win. But who I think will win, Staff Squadron. Like, there's no way they can't win.
Yeah, I'm hoping I don't have to match up.
They're
against
too
Alex,
good.
'cause, I may as well just quit at that point.
There is a way though. They're going up against the Rogue Wolf team in the very first
That's true.
bracket.
They,
And I feel like that's the only hope of kicking them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
If
on,
they make it
Rogue.
past the first bracket, then we're done. We're doomed.
That's actually the perfect matchup for all of us, to be honest, so that they can. One of those good teams is going to get knocked out early, and then, as far as I know, I remember in the Game Changer event, Battlefront FR was dominating everyone, so I think his team will be decent as well. And then Lawstar, I know, has played like a ton of hours. So if you look at those 4 there, like that's actually probably, looking at it, that's probably the 4 best teams in those 2 games. So that's actually quite good for all of us that
I'm
want
so
a chance at winning.
I'm so happy that you guys got Dash on there. Like that, I love Dash.
Yeah.
So We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Like that one bracket right there is super, super strong.
Yeah, man, that's
gonna be super intense.
I'm so
Thank
glad
you,
I'm not in
Challenge.
playing
Thank you.
one of those. Yeah, when I clicked, I was like almost nervous to generate the bracket, and I was just thinking, oh no, I'm gonna get matched up with like Alex or someone. And when I saw all of those guys in the same matches, I was actually quite excited, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like these brackets are super interesting. Like, I don't know, it's balanced in a way.
It definitely is.
Not balanced. Balance might not be the right word, but it's exciting.
Yeah, like every
I love
single
it.
matchup, I'm really keen to see.
Yeah.
There's none that I'm like, oh, that's kind of boring. Like everyone kind of has their, their matchups. Like for example, Rogue Wolf and Star Wars Explained. Like they're the two that I actually thought would probably be in the final. So the fact we're getting that in round one is just insane. And then Twisted versus Aussie. We got the two Aussie guys going head to head. Like there's a lot of little cool little matchups in there, which would be good to see.
See how many Aussies are in there. We've got Andrew, Sammy.
We've got 4 of us, I think.
Dash, Twisted.
Oh yeah, true. Actually, no. So Lawstar is actually being like in the tournament. There's 2 guys I think that run the channel. There's I think he goes by Big Z, and then there's Dash as well. I think Big Z is the one taking part because I thought that too. I remember bringing that up to Ark. I was like, I don't know if I should put a 5th Aussie in there because we've already got 4 of us.
I'm telling you, this whole tournament is just wrecked.
Yeah, I've rigged it so that an Aussie will win.
I mean, it seems a little more fair than Boomstick and him shaving his beard to rock the Stash Squad. Like,
that's true. Free win.
So I know this could be a little taboo here. Who do you guys think will win? Because you guys are running it, but you're also participating.
That's
yeah,
true.
the reason I'm okay with saying it is just because it's so, like, 1, because we're in it, so it's not that much different, and 2, because it's randomly generated. It's not, I don't think it comes across as, like, favoritism, because we have no idea what's going on with it. So I don't know. I think you got to go for Alex. Like, he obviously won Operation Ace, and
he's definitely the number 1
game
seed.
changer event. He was like really dominant in that. But then at the same time, I know that Rogue Wolf and his squad, like they literally only played Starfighter Assault, and so I know it's a different game, but they have They have years of experience with flying. So I don't know, man. For me, it was going to be those 2 in the final. I would say whoever wins that is going to probably win it all. To be honest,
it's going to be intense.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna root for Rogue as well. He's got what it takes, I believe, to win the tournaments. Plus,
Definitely.
I'd love to see like a smaller scale content creator take it and win it all, and just get some exposure out of it.
I just want someone to knock out Alex.
Take revenge, exactly.
Yeah, I think that'd be awesome too to see. The other one that I would say is in for a very big chance is Split Screen. I think Mark, he when I've played with him and then also just watching like some of his gameplay and stuff, he's really good, and I think the team that he's playing with is pretty decent as well. So he's probably
Yepper's a
a
beast.
little dark horse. Yeah, like their team seems really solid. So I would say he's like the dark horse to maybe come past and win it. But that would be awesome to see a smaller YouTuber sort of get in there and win it, because it's a lot of exposure on the final stream, and just whoever they're playing, it's definitely going to be pretty awesome to see a smaller team win it, I think.
Definitely. But Mark won't be able to make it because I'm going to beat my seed, and then we'll go up agast.
That's true.
I'll knock out Sammy after he gets Zanny, and then I'll go up against Mark.
Well, rip Mark, because that ain't happening. Is it, Mark?
So
I'm gonna have to take an L.
I place my credits on Mark going up all the way up until the finals against, well, maybe Rogue or Star Wars Explained Alex.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that, if I had to pick the final, that would probably be it for me as well. I know, I think Hello Greedo is pretty decent as well. So I guess that first matchup will be relatively hard, but I feel like if he comes out of that, like, I feel like most of those, most of us in that bracket aren't anything on like the Star Wars Explained and Rogue Wolf and stuff. So
yeah,
I definitely think Mark can make it through that if he does win that first battle.
it's gonna be good. I'm excited. Super pumped to see all of the things happening in Star Wars esports. Finally, what are you guys' hopes for the future of esports with Squadrons and future Star Wars games?
I hope for a lot.
Yeah,
for
me
real.
too.
In the long run, I'd love to see a competitive scene emerge for Squadrons, but also just Star Wars games in general. Because at the moment, the games we've got are super casual, and that's not the best thing. That's catering to its own to its own audience. But I feel like Squadrons is taking a big step towards a more esports competitive type of scene. And that's great, because especially since we're running Legions, it's a fantastic opportunity to offer more events and have something more professional. So, yeah. And so if we can play a role in the shaping of that competitive scene, even as little as that role might be, then I feel like our mission with the Creator Clash and our future tournaments will have been successful. And hopefully we can motivate both the communities as EA to invest more in that competitive scene.
Definitely.
Yeah, that seems like the best way to describe it. I would love for us to be kind of that middleman of like showing the community that there's something there to be done, and then also showing the developers that, hey, like, people are interested in this, and if you guys tailor a game around it, like, there's a lot of potential there. So that's really what I hope. That's really my only hope for Legions, is just to be that middleman and hopefully sort of bring everyone together and be able to have a competitive scene, because I think you look at all the biggest games in the world and they all have some sort of competitive scene. It just brings the community together so much more than when games don't have it, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah. I should add that further down the road with Star Wars Legions, we would love to not only offer invitational events like this one with just content creators and YouTubers, but also open to the public, free for all to enter tournaments. That was the highlight of Battlefront Duels. It was the Battlefront 2 World Cup. Was a huge, well, as far as I can say so for hosting it myself without sounding arrogant, but was a huge success. And for me personally at least, it was super awesome to host. So yeah, hopefully in the near future we can offer similar events for Squadrons players.
Definitely. Please bring private
Please.
matches.
Yes. I don't know how many times in my life I will say that, but
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot, I think.
I love that you guys... I love the response that you did to the EA Star Wars waiting for your friends to get home.
Ark, as soon as it went up, Ark just like messaged me in our private chat and was like, should I do it? And I just remember repeating yes, yes, yes. And it went up straight away. We didn't even give it a second thought. It just had to be said.
The decision was made within the minute. Like, literally. It was, the tweet was posted by EA Star Wars, and 2 minutes later we had retweeted it. Quote-tweeted it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was super glad to see that. I hope that a lot of the development team watched Operation Ace, and hopefully they watch this one as well, and they notice things about, hey, like this is a huge possibility here, and then they take action on it. So I think even if we don't get any new content, which I hope we do, but if we don't get any new content, I can ask for only one thing. I want private matches, so the community can support itself. Because if you add private matches, an ecosystem of esports and competition will rise up out of that. And if you make it easier for that to do so, because like the game doesn't even support it, and we've already got 2 huge esports things happening in the span of about a month after it launched. So
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we will keep advocating for it.
Yeah, I think that's key to it's like the game's lifespan is just to have something there that there's a reason to come back. If there's no content, obviously, and then there's no like competitive scene, or there's even just no way to play. If I want to, us three and a few of the Wayfinder guys want to get 5 of us against 5 of us and have a fun little match, like without the possibility to do that, I think the game unfortunately will die off fairly quickly. Whereas if you add private matches, it just adds the ability for people to just have fun with their friends, or the competitive scene to sort of rise up. And if that does happen, I think the game could last years even without content. Like you said, I would love content, but I think with private matches, even if we didn't get content, I think the game could last for years to come. Yeah,
if it doesn't get private matches, we'll be in a Starfighter Assault situation. I just don't want that to happen because it's such a huge possibility. The game would get pretty stale quickly if like really nothing comes out of it. And I can understand, and I totally do respect their decision to run this as well, as it's been said a couple of times already, a 90s game. Like, you get the full experience. Here it is, $40, that's it. Yeah.
But
I will say there's a reason why games don't do that anymore.
Exactly, because it's not the 90s anymore.
Yeah, so
that's not what, like, I can respect their decision for it, and I think it's a cool idea, but I just think we're living in 2020. That's not what people want anymore.
Yeah.
People want
if it was a purely single player game, I would agree. Yeah, you can do that type of game. But with multiplayer, it's hard to foster that community growth if you have just a set amount of content without private matches. So
the only way you can possibly do it, I think, is like a Call of Duty situation where just you release a new one every year. That's the only way that you can get people coming back to the game. And then even then, they release 4 DLC packs every year as well. So I just don't think that's how games, that's not the direction that the multiplayer gaming sort of experience has gone down. Obviously, even in recent years, it's gone from the whole like DLC pack thing to just live service, and that's kind of the new current, I would say, like era that we're in, where it's the game comes out, you pay for it, and then they have like cosmetics that you pay for, and then they have the rest of the content is just free so that everyone can get it. And it seems to be working well. So I can respect their decision for it, but I personally just don't know if it's the right way to go about it.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And I think one thing that they could do instead of new content, they could do limited time game modes, and I think they could keep that type of community keep on coming back. But we'll see as they go forward. It's going to be very interesting to see what this game does for EA and what kind of doors it opens if it is successful. But like we covered last episode, we talked a lot about that with friend of the podcast, Bombastic. So if you haven't checked out that episode, definitely go and listen to that. Excellent. One last thing. We have 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That was my goal for 2020.
GG's, man, I saw that.
Congratulations.
We hit it.
That's awesome.
Super happy. Now just to get up to the 4,000 hours of watch time.
Listen time?
Yeah, listen time.
It would be watch time on YouTube. I have some ideas on that. So stay tuned to UPLINK Podcast YouTube channel, youtube.com/the Star Wars Battlefront Podcast. If you'd like to support us, head over to Patreon. Get some exclusive bonus stuff. We have a Patreon supporter right now on the podcast.
Who would that be?
I don't know.
And just yesterday, I got my first episode of UPLINK Plus, which is the exclusive show for Patreons. So if you do like this sweet voice that you're hearing every now and then when you tune into the UPLINK podcast and you want more of it, go ahead, check it out on Patreon, and you'll get some exclusive behind the scenes, backstage kind of content from Sage. So
yes, it's gonna be good.
God, who needs to do their own marketing when you've got Ark to do it for you?
I know. spread the gospel.
Hell yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
No worries. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thank you for having us.
Yeah.